RINA SAWAYAMA is the best up-and-coming pop star at the moment, and there's nothing you can say that'll stop me. She has so many things going for her. She has an incredible voice, she has an incredible talent, she has amazing music, and she's an incredible LGBT political activist. And the new songs that have come out recently, I think, are enough to convince me that she really has something absolutely special. And if you're not already standing her, then you should be. But before we get listening to all the new songs, I have heard them before, but we're going to be listening to them and discussing them again today. We're going to do a bit of history, we're going to do a bit of background, and I'm going to basically give you my little essay on the reason why you should be standing RINA SAWAYAMA if you're not already. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that when I react to her brand new album, Hold the Girl, out in 2 weeks, you will be there day one to see my reaction to it as well. And if you want to support me extra, you can do it over on Patreon. If you just want to support just a little bit, like the lowest tier is even £1. So yeah, click through, the link is in the description. So let's talk about the music first. So RINA fans usually cite her album as like why she is like so great. But even before her album, she had a number of different songs that were really, really showing such songwriting potential and wit and creativity that you're not really seeing that much in the music industry. So like some of her earlier songs like Cherry and Take Me As I Am and 10 20 40, they're like my favorite of the earlier ones from her first EP and everything. They really show such potential. The actual kind of fruition of her talent seemed to be this particular album, which is Sawayama, her debut album. There were a couple of songs that really spoke to a lot of people. So songs like Excess, which are so much more than just a Britney throwback. You've got Comme des Garçons, which is kind of the coolest one. But then for me, you've got some absolute musical like masterpieces, stuff like Dynasty. You can check out my reaction to this album. Like I'd never even heard of RINA SAWAYAMA before listening to this album. Obviously Dynasty is the first song, and it absolutely was just phenomenal, completely blew me away. Like it's insane. Musically, the way that she uses mode mixture, the way that she uses borrowed chords and stuff, which is something that I will be talking about more later with these new songs. She really creates a landscape that is so awe-inspiring to listen to because she utilizes these musical moments in such an amazing and surprising way. She sets a standard for her chord structure and then breaks it at just the point where she wants you to just be like lifted off the ground by the magnificence of this huge song. I recently listened to a podcast of her talking about how she made this album, and honestly, with her and her producer Clarity, they together have this kind of really cool kind of bounce off one another energy that is so creative, and they're not afraid to break the pop tropes, you know. They strike a really good balance between keeping it poppy enough so it's really listenable, but also giving you these huge emotional moments and these massive surprises that lift you off the ground. So Catch Me in the Air. I think that the album has been, it's been successful, but it's mostly kind of in internet, like niche internet communities. Her actually breaking through to the mainstream hasn't happened yet. Even with a song like Lucid, another absolute banger that is super danceable, super poppy, still doesn't really break its way into the kind of mainstream. And this is why I'm creating this PSA. If I can convince even one person today to be a new RINA stan, then I will be happy. Because like on top of all of that, she also has the performance chops, and like I haven't actually got to see her live yet. I'm seeing her in October in Brixton. If anyone's there, come say hi. I'm so excited about that. But like from the clips I've seen online, she just has like such a stage presence. I mean, she's also absolutely beautiful. Also her sense of humor as well. I think that's such a great balance to strike. But like on top of all that, her vocals are just insane. Like I saw a clip of her singing the guitar solo with Dynasty. Flip to that clip. But also it's like, so I started following on Instagram, like, I don't know, whenever it was. As a person, she also seems like super lovely. Her Instagram and TikTok are so stupid. But yeah, so she has all of that as well, and on top of all that, she is also like our pansexual princess. She is an advocate for LGBT rights. Her song Cherry is about her, like, you know, understanding her pansexuality, and also her song Lucid is about, you know, wanting to get with a girl and stuff. I think that a lot of LGBT pop stars, even now, even in 2022, still make all their songs non-gendered so that they're not alienating their audience. But like, I mean, the way I see it, like, I can relate to straight, relationships and love songs and movies and stuff. So it really should be the other way around as well. And I think Rina really is not afraid of putting female pronouns in the songs that she's talking about, like Lucid. It's all about you are the girl that I've been dreaming of, and having these kind of lucid dreams about this girl. And in the music video for This Hell, she literally gets married to a boy and a girl at the same time, and it's so great. It's still such a thrill for me to hear somebody singing about somebody of the same sex in a song. And so she's kind of really doing that representation for us as well, and another kind of pop diva kind of figure for us gays to obsess over, who is part of LGBT. I mean, obviously we've got Gaga, who's bi, but there aren't that many I can think of in terms of the pop divas. I think we need to get on to actually listening to some music. So I guess this is kind of a reaction in a way, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been obsessing over these 3 songs since they came out. Because basically I got to a point with Rina, right, where I was this big fan, I was obsessed with her album, I was really getting into her early singles, and then she put out these 3 songs, and it's just got better and better and better. And I think this is the moment where I'm convinced that she has something really special to offer the industry, something that no one else is doing. And I'll talk about that in a minute. So let's listen to these pre-release singles. We have 3 songs. We have This Hell, Catch Me in the Air, and Hold the Girl, the title track of the new album. We're going to listen to them. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and I'm going to basically re-react to them for you. So first up, let's listen to This Hell. Ugh. Just so good. I also love the sample of the can opening. Saw a poster on the corner opposite the motel. Yeah, I know this song off by heart. Alright then, buckle up, but don't we're riding. There's just so much interesting harmony going on. I adore it. Come in with me. I've listened to the song hundreds of times, and it still feels fresh. That's the thing. Cause the devil's wearing Prada and loves a little drama. It's better with you. When it came out, people were obviously you can see the Shania Twain references. And that's something I love about her, is that she's not afraid to show her references. She's a fan, just like us. Posing for the paparazzi, we did to Britney, to Lady Di and Whitney. Lyric of the year. Getting ready for the light. I love the kind of tongue-in-cheek nature of the song as well. It's just so fun, Wow, that's hot. There are gimmicky moments to it, but ultimately they don't feel like a gimmick because they fit with the song. They fit with the fun nature of the song, This idea that she's seen a poster on the wall from some anti-LGBT people saying, you're going to hell. And she's just gone, yay, let's all go to hell together. It fits that vibe. With you. It just ticks all the boxes for me. To eternal damnation. Get in line past the wine, bitch. We're going straight to hell. It's really this, isn't it? This hell is better with you. God, and there's some brilliant samples in there. I love the use of the cracking the can. It's almost like you've kind of got your soda and you've watched it and you're just like... Or maybe she's cracking the can so that she's hydrated before she goes to hell. There's just so many layers to why that song is so brilliant, and it's just so wonderful. And I think the reason why it's still so listenable to me, even after months of constant listening, is that it's musically it's very interesting. Let me get up the chords so I can actually know what I'm talking about. A minor into F sharp minor. I kind of feel like I need my keyboard set up. This hell is better with you. I've got my keyboard here, but you can't really see it. Let's go, girls. Wait, what are we on? Okay, so the intro and the chorus is in A minor. Yeah. I'm leaning over to play. So we go from A minor, which is the root of the original key. Somehow we get to F sharp minor. That relationship is really weird. It's nowhere near on the circle of fifths. It's actually like 1, 2, 3 turns on the circle of fifths. The way the circle of fifths kind of works is that the further you get away, the less they have in common. So the more like jarring it sounds. Like she uses it to good effect with that kind of slide. So the way that it works is that guitar solo, you got and it slides down to F sharp. So you're actually following that guitar solo as it leads you into this F sharp minor. This is the thing, is that like somehow she's managed to work this interestingly unique key change into a pop song that is still super catchy. I think maybe that was why the first time I heard it, I was slightly like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? But like, I think that's what makes it ultimately so listenable. Oh, and that's a really like clever and really simple way of introducing a key change in a way that it doesn't feel like a kind of Westlife, you know, get off your stool key change, but feels like something unique but not jarring. Come out on these coals, gazy cleansing my soul. Afterlife. Oh, that's great. Oh my god. When you get that raised seventh thing in, it kind of really like gives it this kind of creepy lift because you're not expecting it. Getting this creepy lift into the afterlife, and then you've got this jubilant chorus which is all in A minor, and then it's like the kind of fairly simple, which means that your kind of your root, your bass, your hooky bit has a recognizable pop structure, but everything surrounding it is interesting movements, mode mixtures and key changes. And I think like for me, harmonically, that is what can make a pop song so much more interesting, because she's not just sticking within your diatonic harmony. For when it counts, she is, but everything else surrounding it breaks out of that and gives it so much of a level of interest, so that when you listen to it a million times, like I have, it still feels surprising and unique, because like musically she sets you up to be surprised. Oh god, that went on for so much longer than I thought. Anyway, I'm gonna cut that down loads. So yes, this how works on a level lyrically. You know, you've got like a real fun tongue-in-cheek LGBTQ anthem. In terms of like the kind of pop references, she's got all the early noughties references that she loves with, you know, Britney and with the Paris Hilton reference and all that stuff, which kind of really make it very trendy, but also it is musically fascinating and has brilliant non-diatonic harmony that is really interesting to listen to and keeps you coming back and keeps it fresh. Cool, let's go on to the next one. If you've stuck around for that long. Gaga, stop stealing my focus. This next one, beautiful song. And if you're still like a minor RINA fan and you haven't listened to this song, then I hope you're excited to listen to this. This is Catch Me in the Air. Love all the references to Japanese music in this and her family culture and her mother. Oh, so good. Hey there, little girl, don't you wanna see the world? Oh. Oh god, when I first heard this, like I was walking on the street, I should have done my reaction because I was like trying not to cry in the middle of the street. It's so beautiful. Oh, let's go. It's so grand. It's so great. And here we go. We've got some non-diatonic harmony. We've got some borrowed chords going on. We've got a key change. You ready? Na, 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 na. Yeah. And it feels like a lift. It feels like we're flying through the sky. Like it feels like we're falling through the sky, doesn't it? Back to the original key. Oh, so good. Oh. Make a prison of our home. Oh, it's so good. The harmony is just so interesting. Oh my god, I feel like such a nerd. Look at us now. The chords, I can't. It's just so powerful, this song, and so much of it is down to this really, really cool harmony that she just throws it into another loop here. And then another one here. Oh, it's just so good. And it just takes it to such a huge, grand, exciting place that lifts you off the ground. That is the feeling that she creates with this song, and it's called Catch Me in the Air, and about her mum, and it's, oh god, I love it. I am gonna lift off the ground when I see this song live. Oh God, it is just wonderful. I hope that you're proud. So let's first talk about the meaning of that song, because I actually saw her Instagram post about this before hearing it, and I was just like, oh shit, this is gonna be an emotional one. Basically, the first verse is from the perspective of her mum. The second verse is from the perspective of like her as a teenager, and then the kind of ultimate climax of the song is her realizing how far they've come and how much she loves her mum and how much they're there for one another, you know. It's really beautiful. I'm tearing up. It's wonderful. I love it so much because it just has this like element of growth, and like I think having listened to her first album and a lot of the songs on that kind of come from that teenage place. You got like Paradising, you know, her kind of actively rebelling against her mum and all this stuff, and hearing the story of her and her mum, like single mum, growing up in a small apartment in London. They shared a room because they had to rent out the other room to be able to make enough money. As a teenager, she didn't understand that, you know. She just was like, all she could see was that her home was a prison for her because she couldn't escape her mum and she couldn't escape their situation financially. But now as an adult, she sees how much her mum actually sacrificed for her to give her the life that she needed, and how hard her mum worked, and how having a baby and having a family wasn't as easy as maybe she thought it was going to be. And now as an adult, she can appreciate all of that, and she feels like she can be there for her mum and her mum can be there for her. You know, and it's just, I think it's such a beautiful thing, especially to hear as like when you're in your 20s and 30s, because I think we all go through this thing where like, you know, as a teenager with your parents, you know, you don't necessarily kind of understand them, you don't really see everything that they do for you, but like you get these realizations when you're a bit older that they are real people. They had a lot of struggles, and actually they did, you know, they sacrificed a lot, you know, in order to give you a stable life. And like, you know, my parents did the same. My parents went through, they had a business a dancing business actually. They used to train the dancers, they used to choreograph them, make all their costumes, send them out to clubs in Japan and Korea and stuff. But unfortunately, like that kind of cabaret dance kind of all went out of fashion in the 90s, and it all fell through. And like, I remember hearing stories when I was older of my parents selling personal items just to be able to pay the mortgage. And like, me and my sister have never wanted for anything. You know, we've always had a roof above our heads. My parents have been crazy supportive in terms of like my personal life, but also my music and everything. To know that they kind of made that kind of sacrifice, it's humbling, really, isn't it? And I think that's kind of the thing that Rina's having a realization in this song. She's having that same realization, and it's really, really beautiful that she paints it so wonderfully. To use this rise in the music. Hey there, little girl, don't you wanna see the world? Don't be scared. Are you ready for this, girl? Oh, doesn't she sound like a parent there? Only took 9 months and a lot of love carried all our dreams, and she's ready now. Oh God. Anyway. Oh God. It goes from E major to A major. So wait, let's get the circle of fifths up again. I just need to have it on my wall, don't I? So we go from E major. Oh, okay. So this one is a much more like obvious move. There's only one note difference in the chord of E major and A major, because it's feet on the edge, so catch me in the air. That's the way the bass goes, and you have this Mixolydian cadence. It's kind of a strange Mixolydian cadence because it's like that's the cadence that you have into the chorus. Isn't that so cool? So the only note difference is that G. So that's how she sets it into this new key, by chromatically going up from F sharp to G to A, and you kind of have this like Mixolydian lift into the chorus, which is a super, super, super satisfying. I love a Mixolydian moment because it gives it such a kind of grandness. Think You and I by Lady Gaga. Think half of my songs. Think Elbow One Day Like This. That's a Mixolydian, I think, as well. And to pair a sense of lift with this lyric, Catch Me in the Air, it feels like something new. It feels like something unidentified, and it feels like you're lifting up into the air because you trust her so much that you can go into this like uncharted musical territory and you know that she will catch you. you know that the song will catch you, you know? Just saying. Just saying. It's great. It's really, really, really great. Look at us now, high above the clouds. Yeah, I hope that you're proud. It's the flat 7. So that G chord, we're in A. So actually, A major doesn't actually have G in it. But when you flatten the 7th note in that chord, you get the mixed Lydian. And that movement is key to this song working. And she utilises it absolutely perfectly because she hints at it earlier in the song. So our ears have already heard this G, but it's very subtle because it's just in the bass before the chorus. But then she fully realises that mixed Lydian by throwing in the full flat 7 major chord. Because this is supposed to be this. That's the diminished chord into A major. But instead you flatten that to get this. And you get that lift, and it's wonderful. And she uses it at just the right time to go into this bit, just before the final chorus. We're in A major, right? Oh God, this is really annoying me. Yeah, it is that one. Then she goes to Lydian. Here we go. Okay, so I know what she's doing. Okay, as I explained, modes are almost diatonic harmony, but you change one note or 2 or 3 notes changed from the original scale. Basically, that's how you can kind of conceptualize it. So if you start in a major scale, in A major, if you flatten the 7th to this, then that's mixed Lydian. From A major, that's what it is up to the 5th, right? Raise the 4th. You have this note. And that's Lydian. And basically the way that they're organised in brightness is you've got mixed Lydian and then you raise that 7th note and it's a bit brighter and you've got your normal major thing and then you then raise the 4th and you've got one more brighter and that's Lydian. And so what she's done in order to go into the final chorus and give it another lift, she uses that brighter mode, one more moment for us to just go, oh, and it's honestly astonishing because she has not only used the beautiful, like, bright lift of mixed Lydian, but then she's taking it that extra step further and throwing in that Lydian just for the final repeat of the chorus. So great. And so musically, again, I've spent a million years now going through this. She is utilising advanced, interesting harmony. And I have a theory. So I recently have been looking at anime music and Japanese harmony and the way, and I started reading this book. It was really, really dense and quite difficult to understand. But what I understand of the way that people are taught in Japanese schools is that they don't think of key fluctuations in the same way that we necessarily do in the West. And so you can kind of maneuver the center of your key, the root chord of your key, at your whim. You know, if you listen to the music from, like, for instance, Spirited Away, it will just have a bar of the music being in F major or whatever it is, and then it will go back to whatever the original key was. It will change key just momentarily, and it does so very, very elegantly, and it's almost like a different angle, a different perspective on songwriting. And so back to Rina, we know that she grew up mostly in the UK, but I can't help feeling that maybe she's looking at her heritage with her mum there, you know, looking at Japanese music theory, and she's utilising that theory in her own music to talk about her identity and her family, which is intrinsically linked back to Japan. The album is Hold the Girl. It's about her embracing her inner child, her identity. And I think that might be the theme. Musically, I think that might be the theme for this album. Because Hold the Girl also features some really interesting mode mixture, key changes, and borrowed chords. I'm just saying, that's my theory. We'll find out when the album actually comes out, and you will be there seeing me react, and I'll be crying. This has been much more of a musical deep dive than I expected, but I'm here for it. Maybe I should do more of these. So, the final song I'm going to listen to today is Hold the Girl, which is the title track for the album. So let's go. Reach in tight and hold you close. Teach me the words I used to know. Looking inward and holding the inner child, understanding the inner child and bringing it into her adult personality. And this is so cool how it has like a garage drop from like a big ballady opening. Hold the girl. And then also this really nice chord here. been living without you. I remember she is me and I am her. God, those strings are so gorgeous. Yeah, there's a really cool chord thing going on there. The thing is, this song is so surprising at every single moment because this middle eight here going into the final chorus is mad. Oh. Hold the girl, I won't leave you on your own. This is like a different song. Ah, fucking glorious. Hold the girl. Everything. It's just everything to me. And like, I can't believe that after this hell and being like so in love with that, and after Catch Me in the Air and being so completely blown away by this, she managed to do another song, and I just am completely surprised and blown away again. It's just, oh my God, it's just so... This one is a little bit more like on the production side. That's where the real excitement comes from, you know? It kind of like has this like big, quite dramatic, quite choral opening moment where she kind of sets the tone lyrically, and she sets the tone as being quite grave, quite dark and dramatic, and then she completely undercuts it with, I'm gonna say garage. This, right? It's garage. Told you it's garage. It's going back to the same era, right? This is Rina's obsession with early noughties music. In London, particularly, actually, in that time, garage was massive, and that it was all that kind of style. And yes, she's referenced a lot of like Britney and stuff, and Shania Twain, and you know, that kind of 90s noughties era. But now she's referencing the truly British 90s noughties era, but she's merging it with her like Japanese harmony. Oh God, isn't it just so perfect? It's representing her because she is a beautiful mixture of both countries, and she's using this beautiful mixture of musical styles to represent who she is at the core. Isn't it just so perfect? It's absolute perfection. Like, I can't, like, it's just, oh my God. And it creates something that sounds so unique. Just perfection. Like, I hadn't actually put two and two together at that point. Reach inside and hold you close. I won't leave you on your own. Been living without you. Been living without you. Oh. So she's utilising the harmonic minor there to really give it that kind of, again, that kind of creepy lift thing. It's used in a lot of like horror scores and stuff, but like her just kind of like throwing it in and being very gradual, it kind of like gives a sense of like drama and a sense of like dread to the song that is kind of in the verse is kind of settled into something a little bit more like chill and happy and garage. I love that maybe she was looking at like the music that she was listening to as a child and thought garage, you know, and actually like I'm embracing my inner child, so fuck it, let's embrace the garage, you know. It's so cool. Hold the girl, hold the girl, reach inside and hold you close. And she moves into that really cool key change, which again is referencing the early 90s, late 90s. So yeah, so this is her like bringing in the element of the British and the kind of Western pop music world into this place. Just, it feels like such a perfect match and such a perfect merge of who she is emotionally, personally, and her embracing her inner child, her embracing herself, her embracing the two cultures that make her who she is, her embracing her sexuality, her embracing her mother, all of these things. And I think that like, therefore the album, if this is the 3 songs that she's shared from the album so far, then what is the rest of the album going to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, we've only got 3 of the songs, and like, there's so much more for her to explore within this album, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So if you're just as excited, then make sure to leave a comment and make sure to come back to the channel for my RINA SAWAYAMA Hold the Girl, the full album reaction. It will be 16th of September, the day it comes out. I've got my vinyl on pre-order. I've got the lava one, so it'll probably arrive mid-video again. Make sure to be there. Make sure to subscribe if you want to know exactly where it is. But yeah, I am so excited to see what the rest of this album is going to be, because honestly, this is astonishing pop music. Also, make sure to leave a like if you like these kind of videos, because I've never really done something like this before where I really dig into the harmony and the music of the songs. So yeah, make sure to comment and leave a like and everything if you do like this kind of thing. Thank you for tuning into this video, and a massive thank you to all my patrons. Their names are coming up on screen now. If you pledge to the Crying Club tier or upwards, one of your rewards is actually having your name featured in every Friday video. So make sure to head through to the Patreon if you want to support me there. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Bye.